folks, our contestants have changed positions, and this is how they used to clap in the 60s, but that's neither here nor there. Let's check the scores. Steve is sitting with a bank of 31 seconds. Mert is sitting at -5. Dan is sitting at -10. He's inside the box. All right, Dan, it's your first chance inside the box. You a little nervous?
A little would be an understatement.
Good stuff, though. Great things come from big nerves. Here we go. A male character is what I need from you. First and last name, of course. Here we go. Start the clock.
Steve, is he in a drama?
No.
Mertz, is he in a comedy?
Yes.
Steve, did he debut in the 90s?
No.
Mertz, did he debut in the 80s?
Yes.
Incorrect. That is a no and a time penalty.
Steve, did he debut in the 70s?
Yes.
Incorrect. That is another time penalty.
Mertz, did he debut in the 60s?
Yes.
Steve, does he have blonde hair?
No.
Mertz, does his show revolve around space?
No.
Steve, does his show revolve around sports?
No.
Mertz, does his show revolve around home or family?
Yes.
Steve, did he debut as a college student?
No.
Mertz, does his show revolve around crime?
No.
Steve, does his show revolve around friends?
Yes.
Mertz, has he ever been married?
Yes.
That's 5. Here's your first clue, Dan. His nickname is Twinkle Toes.
No guesses.
No guesses there. All right, I'm going to restart the clock for you, Dan. Go ahead, ask your next question.
Steve, is his mother a car?
No.
Mertz, did he design his family's house?
No.
Steve, did he purposely lose a court case?
No.
Mertz, does he have a gambling problem?
No.
Incorrect. That is a time penalty. Next question to Steve.
Steve, did he build the cabin next to his pool?
No.
Mertz, did he meet his wife as a bellhop?
No.
Incorrect. That is another time penalty.
Steve, did he force his wife to move to the country?
No.
Mertz, does he feud with his mother-in-law?
Yes.
Who doesn't?
Steve, does his boss fire him almost every day?
No.
Mertz, does he meet an alien?
No.
Incorrect. That is a yes and another time penalty.
Steve, did he adopt his wife's children?
Nope.
Mertz, can his boss never remember his name?
Yes.
Incorrect. That is another time penalty to Merch. Next question.
Steve, is his boss named Mr. Spacely?
No.
You were looking, my friend, for Fred Flintstone. You weren't able to bank any time, folks. That is round 1. We'll tabulate the scores, and when we come back, Mertz is back inside the box. So please join us. All right, folks, round 1 of the TV Authority edition of Inside the Box is in the books, and all of our contestants, regardless of who wins, will take at least $500 to their charity of choice. Let's update the scores. Before we move along, we've got Steve sitting with a bank of 26 seconds. Dan is sitting at -10. Mertz sits at -30. He's inside the box. All right, Mertz, you got one time inside the box under your belt. I'm expecting great things from you, my friend. 2 minutes to give me the name of a male actor, first and last name, of course. Here we go. Start the clock.
Dan, was he a star of a series in the 2000s?
Yes.
Steve, is he adult?
Yes.
Dan, has he starred in movies?
Yes.
Steve, has he starred in a comedy?
No.
Incorrect. That is a yes.
Dan, has he starred in a drama?
Yes.
That's 5. Here we go. Here's your first clue, Mertz. He had a wife more than twice his age.
No guess.
No guess for Mertz. I'm going to restart the clock. Go ahead.
Dan, has he guest starred on Beverly Hills 90210?
Yes.
Incorrect. That is a no.
Steve, has he guest starred on Family Ties?
No.
Dan, has he starred as a detective?
No.
Steve, has he starred as a lifeguard?
No.
Dan, has he starred as a doctor?
Yes.
I'd like to take a guess. Stop the
All right,
clock.
stop the clock, please.
Dr. Noah Wiley? No.
Noah Wiley is incorrect. That's going to be a time penalty.
Okay.
I'm going to restart the clock. Go ahead. And it's a male actor. Go ahead.
Dan, has he guest starred on Friends?
Yes.
Nope, that is an incorrect answer. Another time penalty. Over to Steve.
Steve, does he co-star with James Avery?
Yes.
Incorrect. Another time penalty.
Dan, does he co-star with James Pickens Jr.?
Yes.
Steve, does he co-star with Shelley Long?
No.
Dan, does he co-star with Justin Chambers?
Yes.
Steve, does he co-star with T.R. Knight?
No.
Incorrect. Another time penalty.
Dan,
Dan.
is he the father of a child star?
No.
I'd like to take a guess.
Stop the clock, please.
Is it Dr.
I'm
McDreamy?
looking for a male actor here.
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey is absolutely correct. Good stuff, Mertz. You banked 36 seconds. I'm not going to charge you with a time penalty because we're playing for charity. I think you gentlemen will agree with me there. Good stuff. And now it's time to put Steve back inside the box. All right, folks, it's a close game. Everyone's within 31 seconds of each other. Let's update the scores before we play the next game. Mertz is sitting with a bank of 1 second. Dan is sitting at minus 20. Steve is sitting with a bank of 11 seconds. He's also sitting inside the box. All right, Steve, here we go. Your second go-around. I need a female actor from you. I've decided to give you 2 minutes to give it to me. Here we go. Start the clock.
Mertz, did she star in a series in the 80s?
Yes.
Dan, was she a child star?
Yes.
Mertz, has she starred in a comedy?
Yes.
Dan, has she starred in more than one series?
Yes.
Mertz, has she ever won an Emmy Award?
No.
Dan, has she released a musical album?
No.
Mertz, did she begin her career as a model?
No.
Dan, is she known as a stand-up comic?
No.
Mertz, does she have red hair?
Yes.
That's 5. Stop the clock. Here's your first clue. She co-starred with her brother.
Is it Marie Osmond?
It is not Marie Osmond. A good guess. I'm going to restart the clock. Ask your next question. This one's going to Mertz.
Mertz, has she starred as a teacher?
No.
Incorrect. That is a yes.
Dan, has she starred as a singer?
No.
Mertz, has she starred as a police officer?
No.
Dan, has she starred as a captain's daughter?
No.
Mertz, has she starred as a student?
No.
Incorrect. That is a yes and a time penalty. Next question.
Dan, did she star in a series set in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Mertz,
Correct. Another time penalty.
Mertz, did she star in a series on a boat?
Yes.
Dan,
Correct. Another time penalty.
Dan, did she star in Joni Loves Chachi?
No.
Mertz, did she star on Empty Nest?
No.
Dan, did she star on Nip Tuck?
No.
Mertz, did she star on Babylon 5?
No.
Dan, did she star on The Love Boat?
No.
Mertz, did she host a celebrity tennis tournament?
No.
Dan, did she have a public battle with drugs?
Yes.
Mertz,
That is incorrect. A time penalty there. Next question.
Mertz, did she marry Tom Cruise?
No.
Dan, was Karen Grassel her co-host?
No.
Mertz, was Danny Bottaducci her co-host?
No.
Was Meredith Baxter her co-star?
No.
Mertz, was Michael Landon her co-star?
Yes.
Dan, was her character's brother named Richie?
Yes.
Incorrect. Another time penalty.
Mertz, was her character's named brother Alex?
No, you saw her face. You were looking for Melissa Gilbert. You saw her running down that hill at the credits of Little House on the Prairie. You didn't bank any time, but you sure took away time from your opponents. Good job for Steve. And we cannot end round 2 until Dan gets back inside the box.